Can I record? I can record. All right. That way it'll be up there. All right. So first thing I want to talk about is this property right here that you can undistribute. So we saw where we can distribute. If you have something like B times G plus 3, right? Then you distribute. Multiply. But this is kind of the same thing in reverse. You are allowed to use the distributive property, and of course that means you are allowed to use the distributive property unreversed. So if you're looking right here, we're going to solve for B. Okay. One way you can rewrite this is you can see that there's a B in both terms. So you can write it as B times G plus 3. Okay. And then using that, because this is multiplied, you're allowed to divide off G plus 3. And it cancels. All right. Does that make sense? Here's another one you can think about. You have a 6 on both. So you can take out the 6 and leave x plus y. And then you are allowed to divide the 6 on both sides. And that gives you x plus y equals 2. Okay, just a very, very, very helpful tool you can use in order to help your algebra. All right, so I'm going to go over some basic ones real quick. And this says basically the instructions here would be to like write a math sentence. And so a math sentence is with the symbols, right? So 3 times the number increased by 9, so it's multiplied. So 3 times the number increased by 9. You can write it like that. Okay, so I'm finding my verbs, I'm finding my operations. Remember, everything is plus, minus, subtract, and divide. 4 times the number minus 10, 4 times the number minus 10. Quotient of a number 9. So a number quotient means divide. So x divided by 9. 6 divided by 1/2. This is tough. Some students will say it's like 6 divided by 1/2. That will not give you this will not, well, hold on, the way this is written. 6 divided by 1/2. Yeah, actually, this is right. So this is this is the way this is written. There's another one that would be like half of 6. If you see half of 6, I can just text half of 6. This is not the same, okay? This one would be 6 divided by 2. Okay, so if you see 6 divided by 1/2, all right, that's fine. But if you see half of 6, don't think that you're taking like don't do this one. Okay, 6 divided into thirds. 6 divided into thirds would be 6 divided into thirds. How many thirds go into 6? Well, it'd be a lot. Remember, when you do this, you would flip the second fraction and then multiply across. All right, over here, these are a little different. These want you to write the expression using, well, I guess we already used the variable over here, but the sum of 2 numbers is 45. How'd you write the sum of 2 numbers? So there's some. So it'd be x plus y. What did I miss? Why? You missed one thing about undistributing property. I'll go back and show you. Equals 45. So I'm still using the verb sum to tell me add, and then you have to kind of be comfortable using x and y. Let's see, a freezer costs $50 less than a refrigerator. So we don't know how much the freezer is. We don't know how much the refrigerator costs, but we do know like x can be freezer and y can be fridge. So I'm going to define my variables. Freezer costs $50 less, so it'd be the fridge cost minus 50 is equal to the cost of the freezer. All right. So when we start doing this, think about what your variables are. If it helps, you can write your variables down, and that way you don't get them mixed up. And then realize what you're talking about. If you want to ask a question, please stop me, because I'm just kind of doing stream of thought. I haven't done these problems in advance. I'm just looking at them. Here's something I want to share. This, do you guys remember this from 8th grade? Can you guys tell me in the chat or unmute yourself and tell me if you remember this? I can't get to the chat. Yes. Okay. So Turner remembers it. Cameron, Wyatt, you guys remember this?
Yes.
This is like this is like everybody's favorite equation right here. It's a line, and you know, pretty much things in life that moves either moves in a line or they move in a curve. And we're going to go over all the curves, hopefully. But in algebra class, we always start with a line. So I'm going to fill in. M is the rate of change. M is how much it changes. And B is the constant. Okay. All right. Suppose that the water level of a river is 34 feet. And that is receding at a rate of 0.5 feet per day. So this is my multiplication. This is times right here. So it's receding is negative 0.5 per day, and let's say x is days. And if you're ever confused about what your variable is always listed in the question. In how many days? So whenever it says how many, whenever you want to know your variable, just look at the last sentence where the question is. All right, so x is days, so goes down half a foot per day, and it's currently at 34 feet. So this is where it starts. This is our constant. And then this is equal to the total, the current. And in this case, it says how many days will the water level be 26 feet? So in this case, the current is 26. Okay? I cannot get off this. Minus 34. Minus 34. This is negative 12 equals negative 0.5 x. Divide by negative 0.5. Divide by negative 0.5. And I don't know what this is. Is that 24? Is that 24 days? Yeah, 24 days. Okay. All right. Shai's father is thinking of buying his son a 6-month movie pass for $40. With this pass, matinees cost $1 if matinees are normally $3.50 each. How many times must Seth attend in order for it to benefit his father to buy the pass? So attend in order. So attend is our X. X is number of attends or movies. $40. All right. So I think in order for this to be, it would be I would want to see how much the savings is my first thought. So my savings is $250 per movie. And again, I haven't looked at these in advance. So you save $250 per movie. Oh, no, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that at all. It would just be $1 times the number of movies. So 1x is, and plus $40. So this is the total, is equal to $350 times the number of movies. So on this side, let's see. On this side, this is the regular. And this side is the pass. And we're seeing where the pass is going to end up being cheaper than the regular. So, you know, at first it's $40. So the pass is going to be more expensive up to a point. Okay. But really, we're just going to see where X is. So we'll just minus X to both sides, which is what I did up here. So 2.5x is equal to 40. Okay, so this one, I guess it didn't get to y equals mx plus b. Hey, Mason. Trying to think in my head real quick if I can get to mx plus b from this. 250x minus 40. It would be negative 2.5x plus 40 equals y is what I'm guessing. But right here, I can just solve for x. And I mean, this is true. Oops, look at me, look at my math. If it ever has a question where it's comparing two things, then definitely one way you can do it is to set them equal. You'll have the first one on one side and you'll have the second one on the other side. And you'll see this a lot, like when you make a decision. What I'm definitely going to do is set up an equation. So this was my equation. And I'm definitely not going to like find the cost of each movie. Like, okay, you know, under one movie it'd be $41 for the pass or $350. And then for two movies it'd be $7 and it'd be $42. You know what I'm saying? There'll be some students on a test who will work through this way and they'll eventually get there, but it'd be way easier to just set up the equation. And that's what we're trying to do. All right, Mason and everybody, again, if you want me to stop and explain something a little bit better, then please don't hesitate to ask. I'm just going through some word problems with my stream of thought. You can write them down. If you want more time, let me know. Casey has a small business making dessert baskets. She estimates our fixed weekly costs. This fixed weekly cost, this word fixed, this is a great hint for your constant. So anytime you see the word fixed cost, I mean, we do these linear price functions all the time, but fixed cost is your constant. So remember, you have y equals mx plus b. B is your constant. So anytime you see the word fixed, you need to start thinking about that being your B. You know, rent and electricity you're going to pay no matter what, if you make the baskets or not. So that's why they're fixed. The ingredients for one dessert basket cost $2.50. If Casey made 40 baskets last week, what are the total weekly costs? Her total cost for the week would be how many dessert baskets? Okay, so it kind of gives you the variable right here. But in the first question, it breaks my rule of where it's, it's just look at the last question. But it says, it's $2.50 per basket. So you're multiplying $2.50 because it says per basket. And so hopefully we can get from the clues that X is the baskets. Okay, so what does it cost to run Casey's business? Well, it costs $2.50 every basket she makes plus fixed cost, and that's for the month. Casey makes 40 baskets in the past week. What is her total weekly cost? So in this case, we're not setting it equal to 40. We're saying that X is 40. So the first one would be 2.5 times 40 plus 200. Okay. Let's see. That should be. Is it 90 plus 200? Is it 290? 2.5 times 40 equals 100 plus 200. No, it's 300. So this is 100 plus 200, and this is equal to 300. All right, so the first question, if Casey made 40 baskets, what is her total weekly cost? It's $300 is her cost. Her total cost for the week before was $562. So this time we know the total cost. The total cost is 562.5. Oops. This is equal to the same equation, $2.50 a basket. Again, that zero doesn't matter. Plus 200 fixed cost. By the way, this cost is called variable cost. This one is fixed. All right, so now we'll subtract 200. Sorry for the bad writing. Let's see. This is 3. No, it's not. Oh, it is. Hold on, 562. Yeah, 362. It is 362. I'm out of the brain part. 2.5x. Divide both sides. 2.5. And divide by 2.5. That's 145. So X is equal to 145. If she sold 145 baskets, her total cost would be $562. All right. Most of the time, I'm going to look to fulfill this equation, y equals mx plus b. Most of the time. A water tank already contains 55 gallons of water when Baxter begins to fill it. The water flows into the tank at a rate of 8 gallons per minute. So there's our word rate. So what does rate mean? Rate means our slope. So it's 8 gallons per minute. I'm going to guess X is minutes. Find the volume of water in a tank after 25 minutes. So in this case, it defines X as 25. And it also already contains 55. And write a linear equation to model the situation. This is my equation. I'm going to put y over here. Y is the total. So it changes 8 per minute, and you start at 55. So that's my constant. Find the volume of water and take 25 minutes after. So in this case, we would take 25 and plug in. Because remember, y is the total gallons already. Plus 55. So is that 255? 8 times 25 should be 200 plus 55. I think this should be closing on the last one. Corey wants the fence in a rectangular region to be used as a dog run. The length of the rectangle is to be 4 times the width. If the perimeter of the rectangle is 180 feet, what are the dimensions of the pen? Okay, this one is such a good one, and there's definitely one of these on the test that I give for foundations every year. So we're dealing with a rectangular region. So this is my clue to draw a picture. We are going to draw a picture. And when I come around and ask, when students call me over and ask for help on this one, I always say, draw a picture. And they say, and I say, nope, I'm not doing anything until you draw a picture. Okay. The length of the rectangle is be 4 times the width. So the length is 4 times the width. So we have 4 times the width. And then what's the width? Well, it says, right, I mean, we're kind of saying W is the width. We don't know the width. It's width times length. The length is equal to 4 times the width. And so the perimeter of the rectangle is 180. So 180 is the perimeter. How do you get to 180? Well, you add up this W. And then you add up the length again. I know the length is 4W. So I've got W plus 4W plus 4W. And so I've got 180 is equal to, combine like terms, 1, 2, 10W. And then W is equal to 18. So the width is 18, and the length is going to be 4 times 18. Which is 72. And so there's my dimensions right there. 72 and 18. All right, thoughts on that? I would say this is a big one. Where it says the perimeter where it tells you what one side is related to the other, there's going to be a test question on that. You guys definitely want to know that. All right, that's the last one. So what we did first, guys, Wyatt, is we talked about this undistributing, and I'll just show you this again real quick. On these problems, we're going to solve for B. And really, you can use this if you want to solve for anything. It could help. But I've got B here and B here. And I can't really combine these because one is GB and one is 3B. But I'm allowed to use the distributive property to undistribute. If I can do the distributive property, then I'm able to do it also backwards. So this would be the same as saying like B times G plus 3. In other words, if you were given this line first, you would just multiply B times both. So you can go from having B in both to taking it out. All right, by Wyatt. Same thing here. If you have a 6 on both, you can take out the 6. And you can use that to solve if you want. By the way, to solve this for B, you just divide by the other factor, G plus 3. And it cancels, and you get B is equal to this. All right, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Any questions? All right. Well, thanks for coming, guys. Turner, do you have any more questions you want to ask about your grade at all or something?
No.
Okay. Have a great day. Take the quiz. Go out and do something nice for someone